The recent visit of US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan seems to add fuel to the fiery relationship of China and USA. In its hasty and if not a desperate reaction to boost its image before the domestic as well as the international community, China on last Thursday launched a 4-day war game and held precision missile strikes on the Taiwan Strait. Welcome to South Asian Insider Opinion and News Analysis, exclusively on Josh India Web TV. I am Shishmita Ghosh here to analyze on how USA condemns Chinese approach in Taiwan. Since 1949, the People's Republic of China (PRC), led by the Communist Party, has seen Taiwan as a thorn in its global presence. Beijing has pursued economic coercion, political interference, and cyber attacks against Taiwan, all of which erode the cross-strait status quo. As just one example, over the past 2 years, China has more than doubled the number of aircraft that they have flown over the center line that separates China and Taiwan as compared to the time between 2016 and 2020. The US and its Quad partners like Japan and Australia, on the other hand, recognize the strategic importance of an independent Taiwan in Indo-Pacific region. Even their fourth partner, India, seems to have shaken off its hesitance. Since 2020, they have been taking steps to boost diplomatic ties with Taiwan. John Kirby, the National Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications, told media recently that the US condemns these Chinese actions, irresponsible and at odds with the long-standing goal of maintaining peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and in the region. He also added that China has chosen to overreact and use the visit of Pelosi as a pretext to increase provocative military activity in and around the Taiwan Strait. The United States had anticipated that China might take this kind of drastic steps. According to Kirby, the US expect that these actions will continue and the Chinese will linger on to react in the coming days. The United States is prepared for what Beijing chooses to do, even though they do not seek a crisis. Simultaneously, the United States has clarified that it will not be deterred from operating in the seas and the skies of the Western Pacific, consistent with international law, as the US has been supporting Taiwan and the defending a free and open Indo-Pacific for decades. To that end, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin directed that the aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan and the ships in her strike group will remain on station in the general area to monitor the situation. The US is also expected to conduct standard air and maritime transits through the Taiwan Strait in the next few weeks. It's reliable again with its long-standing approach to defend freedom of the seas and international law. Kirby noted that Beijing's provocative action are significant escalation in its long-standing attempt to change the status quo. The rising tension in the region and Biden administration's renewed promise of helping Taiwan if attacked by China. The experts believe that chances of a full-grown military conflict like Russia and Ukraine in near future, a much lesser stakes of international community, are higher. Even though China will continue to be aggressive in its approach in Taiwan, it will be far more controlled, as now the USA have stepped in with a more proactive approach to maintain stability in the region. Thank you for watching our show. We look forward for your comments. Please email if you want to share our news with us. Keep watching Josh India Web TV on YouTube.